Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, I'm doing a twin flame reading for the Twin Flame Collective. I keep seeing the numbers 1 and 6, specifically the number 16. So let me know if that connects with someone. I'm also seeing some type of bird. This could be a crow, which came out in one of my last readings. For someone, I'm also getting some Native American ancestry. This probably will just be for 1 or 2 people listening, but I am getting that someone may have ancestors who were Native Americans, and those ancestors may strongly be present with you, or that energy may be present with you. Alternatively, if the message doesn't resonate specifically as being a Native American energy, there could just be a kind of tribal energy around you, or you may feel this as an increased connectedness to nature, to Mother Earth. I am channeling many different kinds of visuals, messages, and energies that come through in this reading. So as always, be sure to only take what connects with you personally and leave the rest. And really, that's a truism for all of life, to really only take what resonates, what connects with you, because really it's your intuition that is the compass of your life, that is guiding you into what is right, what is meant for you. So in today's Twin Flame reading, I'm going to start by shuffling the Energy Oracle Cards deck. You guys know I actually did 2 short reading videos yesterday, or I guess 2 days ago as of when I'm posting this reading. And I did this because I felt a lot of intense energies coming through with the full moon in Leo, and I didn't want to wait for this full twin flame update to channel some of those messages, because I felt they were somewhat urgent for some of you here in this collective. By the way, if you would like to get notified whenever I do post new content, be sure to subscribe to this channel. Also, by liking this video and subscribing, this actually also helps me to pick up more specifically on your energy and the energy of your situation. But in this reading, because I did channel those 2 reading videos a few days ago, I'm not sure yet exactly what is still going to come through. And as I was saying that, strategy in the reverse position came out here, and I'm feeling really called to the guidebook right away. Usually I don't consult the guidebook this early in the reading, but I really feel there is some kind of message here for us. When the strategy card is reversed, it indicates a stall in progress due to lack of planning. For some reason with that word stall, I also saw someone in some kind of a horse stable with like those stalls of horses. I feel that's only for one person, but let me know if that resonates. Also, potentially just living on some kind of a farm or in some kind of a rural area. You may have a goal in mind, but no specific ideas about how to achieve it. Wow, that really stood out to me. So what I'm feeling from this card, from the strategy card reversed, is, well, I'm hearing someone say a lot of desire with nothing to back it up. I heard empty words. So this could be someone perceiving the other in the twin flame connection and thinking, I know that you want this, but your words seem empty, or it feels as though you aren't backing up your desire for me and for this connection with something real. Now, what I also feel from this card is it may not apply specifically for you in love and relationship. It really depends on your circumstances, because the energy beneath this is the desire for anything, for something in your life. And this desire is really profound and intense. And I see this person just almost distracted all the time by this thing that they want. And yet at the same time, there is this feeling of, I have no idea how to get from point A to point B, from where I am to the fulfillment of this desire. And I hear this person saying, so at times I feel like I should just let it go, because what good is desire with nothing to back it up? Or if you're looking externally at this other person, what good is this other person wanting this connection if they aren't backing it up? What good are these empty words with nothing behind them? For some reason, I also heard dream of a life together. So this literally could be someone, and of course the broken heart card just came out in the upright position. This could be someone who is in some kind of connection with a person where they feel as though together they have created some kind of dream of a life, whether this is something that I heard mutual. It's like, this is a mutual dream. And this person knows it on a soul level. You know that you and this other person desire the same thing. You share that same desire, whether you've spoken about this aloud or it's something you have simply just sensed. You can feel within your soul that this person desires the connection in the same way that you do. I heard someone say, I can see it in your eyes. I keep seeing a house in like the ocean. I don't know if this is someone's house right now, or this could be someone's dream house. This could also simply symbolize looking into the future with this person and seeing some kind of fulfilled, manifested dream life together, something that's stable, something that's real. And yet again, there's this feeling of reaching out for it and only grasping at air or grasping at straws, as we sometimes say. And this is leading to a lot of feelings of heartbreak. I'm feeling this heartbreak card applying quite literally for someone in love and relationships. I hear someone saying, every time I reach out for you or I reach out for this dream, it feels like it gets pushed further away. And the Angel of Love card reversed came out here. So this card speaks to unconditional love or worthiness of that kind of love. And the fact that this card is reversed tells me that there are one of two things happening here. Either you listening, this situation is causing you to feel a sense of unworthiness within yourself at times. I heard a hit to my confidence, so that could be a play for someone. Alternatively, it could be the other person who is pushing this future away because they don't feel that they are worthy of your love or of this love connection. I hear this person saying, I can't have the thing I want the most. I keep seeing like brown hair or brown eyes, specifically a man with brown hair or brown eyes. And also it's kind of like medium length hair. It's not super short, but not really long, and it's brown hair. Let me know if that connects with someone. I feel like I'm channeling potentially someone specific here. But anyway, I feel like there is also the name Eddie came out here, by the way. Anyway, I feel as though there could even be a mirror dynamic. So I said with Angel of Love reversed, it could be that you are being caused to feel unworthy of love. Actually, I hear that it's like you're saying, I attract a lot of different love situations, and I know that I can attract love into my life, but I don't want them. I want you. And that's where this feeling of unworthiness is coming into play, because this card, what I just keep getting is unworthiness because I'm not getting the thing that I truly desire the most. It's like, it's not that this person doesn't have options. It's not that there's nothing available to them in love and relationship. It's that they want a specific thing or a specific outcome or a specific person. In fact, I am definitely picking up on one divine feminine here who it's like, let me know if this resonates with someone, but it's like you are so magnetic in love and relationship, and actually you can attract a lot of love connections and offers. And in fact, recently you felt or even noticed in the physical these offers or suitors coming in, But there's this feeling of you have this very empress, very queen energy. I see you metaphorically like sitting on this throne and just dismissing these offers. It's like, nope, I'm not interested. It's like this energy of pushing away or dismissing these offers, whether you are literally telling these other suitors that you aren't interested or that you've lost interest, or whether you are energetically pushing them away with your energy because you carry this very powerful queen empress kind of energy and you're highly magnetic right now in your life. And there's this feeling of, I don't want anything except the one that I want. It's like this energy of having really raised your standards, and yet this irony of, I feel for this person I'm channeling, the one that they want hasn't yet risen to their standards. It's like this ironic situation of they've raised their standards and now there's only this one kind of person and this specific kind of outcome that they want in love and relationship, and yet that specific person isn't yet fully rising or hasn't yet fully risen to their newfound standards and this higher energy that this divine feminine is holding, if that makes sense. Let me know if that resonates with anyone. I know that was really specific. Also, the words church and cabin came out. With the word church, I feel as though someone could have met their person or met someone at some kind of a religious service. But alternatively, I feel that this could speak to the fact that someone has some kind of a religious background coming into play here. And if it wasn't specifically a religious background, I feel that it was some kind of a strict or rigid background. I'm getting this slight heart racing sensation. So I feel as though I could be tuning into someone here who had a really strict upbringing. They could have had strict parents or a rigid upbringing. And this even could have caused prolonged activation of their fight or flight and really their automatic nervous system. Because what I'm feeling from this person is things around me were very rigid, and it's almost as though someone's watching their every move. It's almost as though they feel like they can never fully be. That's the message. They can never fully just be themselves, relax, let their guard down. There's always this feeling of, I see someone like metaphorically holding up their fists, like they're about to engage in a fight. But that's the feeling this person I since had in childhood, again, because of this strict, rigid background or situation, family dynamic. Again, it could have had religious undertones, but not necessarily. I heard Catholic, so that might resonate with someone. But if it wasn't religious, regardless, there's this feeling of things being very tense. I'm even getting this muscular tension, like in my back, neck, and shoulders. I see a child kind of like bowing their head with like their head down, presenting as very shy to other people. But in truth, what this child is going through is, it's not that they themselves are shy. It's that, wow, I'm getting this wave of goosebumps, like so much emotion coming through this person's past situation. It's not that they're shy or timid in reality. It's that because of this rigid or strict background or family or home situation, they don't feel safe to fully reveal their authentic self to other people because they're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. Wow. Okay. So I feel that could apply for the feminine or masculine in this situation that I'm getting here. So I want to know who has been dealing with this inner child wound of, there's something about like being afraid to fully be authentic, afraid to be fully seen for who I really am. So I pretend or act in a shy or timid way, but really I'm just trying to avoid the negative reactions of other people because I feel unsettled within myself with Angel of Balance reversed. I wonder why this specific inner child wound is coming up right now. This specifically affects most dominantly for this person the root chakra, because the first chakra, the root chakra card, did come out reversed. Their sense of stability, their sense of security. Okay, so as I was asking why this is coming up right now, Magician and the Mirror reversed came out, and also the Victory card in the upright position. Now, this is so interesting because the Magician and the Mirror is one of the two cards in this deck that I most strongly associate with twin flame connection. However, when this card is reversed, it speaks to something being unbalanced. It's almost as though this person constantly feeling insecure, unstable, or unsettled through their childhood has created this kind of energetic imbalance. For some reason, I wanted to say hormonal imbalance or like health imbalance. So someone could be dealing with some kind of health or physical body imbalance or something right now. I feel that's probably just for one person. So sorry, I got distracted because I also heard like womb space clearing and I saw divine feminine. So there could be a divine feminine dealing with feelings of, I heard getting almost like symptoms of having her cycle or something, but it's like, it's not. It's like feelings of bloating, of even cramps or just general fatigue, feeling lethargic. This probably will just be for one person. A lot of root chakra kinds of feelings and sensations coming up for this divine feminine. This seemed to have no known cause. And for someone I'm channeling here, again, this might just be for one person. So forgive me if this message is not for you. Literally, I think this is just for a few people listening. But if you're a divine feminine dealing with these kinds of strange sensations and symptoms that seem to be related to your cycle or related to the root chakra in some way, I'm sensing that actually you could be picking up on something going on right now, something your masculine is releasing through this, especially this peak of the full moon in Leo and the few days or weeks following. I feel like there's a masculine who is actually healing out, clearing out these root chakra issues related to feelings of insecurity and instability. I even heard sexual related issues potentially coming up for this masculine or feminine. Some of them could be related to childhood trauma or childhood experiences. Whatever this is, though, I feel that it's affecting both twins, not just energetically, but actually physically manifesting for them at times as well, again, through root chakra related or even sacral chakra related symptoms and sensations. So if you're not aware of what some of those symptoms can look like, you may even feel guided to do a little bit of a research, a little bit of a Google search on those kinds of symptoms to see if anything like that resonates with you. Again, I don't think this will be for everyone, but for whoever this is, what's really happening here is there's kind of a rebalancing, a recalibration effect taking place within your connection through this root chakra healing, through shifting from this state of perpetual feelings of unsettledness, insecurity, instability, to deeper levels of peace and balance that are going to bring about with this victory card upright, a greater manifested balance. I really literally heard reunion within your connection. So really pay attention if you are someone who is experiencing any of that right now at this time. So I'm going to reshuffle the cards here. The word dates and newspaper came out here. With the word dates, I almost feel as though someone could have been on a date recently or been given an opportunity to go on a date, been asked on a date. I'm actually sensing this from a divine feminine. I feel this may just be one person listening. Now for a masculine listening, I'm actually picking up a calendar date. So there's something about wanting to put a date on a calendar, but this is in connection with his twin flame divine masculine, you guys, regardless of what the ego could have kind of triggered as a response when I said that, because I did feel some divine feminines feeling a little bit of uneasiness when I said that. jumping to the conclusion that the masculine may be planning a date with a third party or someone else. But if that is you, know that you can quell those fears from your ego, because I feel this calendar date coming through is about the masculine either literally setting a date on the calendar that he wants to spend time with you or reconnect in some way physically. He could have even reached out to you in the physical to set this kind of a date. But alternatively, if that doesn't connect with you, it's as though he is thinking about wanting to put something concrete as far as a date, a calendar date, something concrete to, it's like there's just this energy of, I want to put this on the calendar. I want to put a reconnection with you on the calendar. I don't want to push this off anymore. There's almost a little bit of a feeling of urgency in regards to time here as well. Okay, so as I was speaking, the thinking woman upright and the deceit card reversed came out here. Very often this speaks to the divine feminine feeling a little bit of triggering in her headspace in regards to her ego, her logical thinking minds. With deceit card reversed, it's like illusions being lifted. I almost feel this divine feminine saying, divine masculine, I've seen behind the curtain, and there's this feeling of, I didn't like what I saw when I saw behind the curtain of, there's almost this energy of, were you just acting? Were you just pretending? Were you just putting on a face for me in this connection? Was any of this real? I don't feel this will be for all divine feminines, so only take this if this connects with how you've been feeling at times. I feel this could be kind of an ongoing feeling. I don't feel this is necessarily a new feeling surfacing for this divine feminine. It's something that's probably been going on for a while. I keep seeing within like the last year for many of you. What is going on with this divine feminine being triggered in her ego? Yin Yang in the upright position, of course. I said the Magician in the Mirror is one of the two cards in this deck I most strongly associate with twin flames, and this is actually the number one twin flame card in this deck coming out in the upright position. And I'm getting a little bit of an itching in my throat chakra, telling me that something is shifting in the throat chakra of this divine feminine who's been feeling a bit triggered in her ego in connection to her twin flame relationship or connection. And specifically, I'm hearing spirit come in to say to this divine feminine, there's a rebalancing happening within your connection, but at times you aren't even fully aware of it because of the ways in which your ego has been triggered by this feeling of illusion being lifted, the curtain being pulled back, and something being revealed that was very triggering to you or that you didn't like. Again, something I feel that most likely has already happened in the past, possibly within the last year. And there's this feeling of, because divine feminine, at times you are stuck in this space of that triggering, that feeling of, was I just duped or something? That's kind of the energy I'm getting from this feminine. At times when you're in that headspace, that kind of triggered headspace, you lose perspective and miss the fact that there is this really, really powerful rebalancing happening within this connection. But when I say this connection, I'm really speaking to the rebalancing happening with the divine feminine and divine masculine energies that you are mirroring between yourself and your masculine. Because as I said in my reading video from a few days ago, this journey, divine feminine, this is about you reconnecting with you. If that is resonating with you, you also may want to explore that reading I did a few days ago as well. What else does this divine feminine need to know? I feel like there is some kind of a starseed oracle card for you here also, divine feminine. What does this divine feminine need to know? Earth school, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. I heard you didn't come here to be perfect, to experience perfection. You came here to experience the messiness and the beauty and the radical expansion of Earth. And this literally is an earth school for your soul. This isn't about you being perfect. There's something here for a divine feminine who may be very type A, maybe very perfectionistic at times, wanting to, I hear, get things right, wanting to make things perfect, whether it's in life, in her work, or specifically in this connection. And her spirit guides are gently coming in here to say, you didn't come here to experience perfect. You came here to experience growth. And I know that sounds like a very simple statement, but I just feel there's a divine feminine who really needed that reminder today. So with that being said, I do also want to read a little bit from the guidebook here as well. The guidebook says, Planet Earth is a great initiation for the soul, and life lessons are the curriculum for which we enroll. These aren't one-time lessons, but themes we choose to circle around, deepening our experience of them as we make our way through the spiral of life. Life lessons aren't only about getting it right, they're also about getting it wrong. Remembering that Earth is a planet of polarity helps with this understanding. Each year, the study deepens more and more. I just heard, I had to almost pause in reading because I heard divine feminine embrace the polarity of the journey, not just your twin flame journey as you think of it externally, but the journey of your life, the light and dark within yourself, the sensitivity within yourself, the what you would label from an ego perspective, the positives and the negatives, but there truly is no positive or negative. There is only growth and learning and expansion. And on top of this, I really feel this divine feminine being called into deeper levels of self-trust and self-love through this journey, releasing patterns of self-judgments around any negative or intense feelings that could be coming up, especially around the time of this full moon in Leo. So if you have been experiencing any seemingly negative or dark or heavy thought patterns or sensations or even experiences, literal experiences in your life, know that you didn't come here to experience perfect. You came here to experience growth. You are doing a great job. In fact, you are doing a perfect job, because that perfectionism you're seeking inside yourself or externally or from this journey doesn't exist. The only right, quote unquote, the only perfect that exists is within the expansion, within the polarity, within the growth. Embrace it, divine feminine. I feel that message coming through so strongly for someone right now. So now I'm going to speak to the divine masculine. The word burn came out here, as well as the word gold. With the word burn, I almost heard, it's almost like this masculine feels as though he was burned in some way. Man holding a heart in the upright position. I heard jaded in love, so I could be specifically picking up on a masculine who has had past experiences with love or connection that have left him feeling empty-handed or feeling jaded about love and relationship in some way. Or these could even be inner child, early childhood experiences that caused him to have this jaded perspective of love and relationship. And I do feel that if you physically connected with your twin, this could have affected your played out relationship and interactions with one another, this kind of jaded perspective that this masculine had. However, there's something about with the word gold, it's like there was this burning away process happening on a soul level for this masculine, a refinement process. That's the word I was looking for, a refinement of, it's like that process of burning away. I can't remember the name of this process, but when you burn away lesser metals and materials from precious metals so that you get that pure, precious metal, that valuable material. And I feel as though this divine masculine has gone through that kind of soul alchemic process, but to his ego, it felt as though he was being burned, or he was, I heard distrust of others. So this could have caused distrust of others in life, but especially when it comes to feminine energies, women, or love and relationships. I feel like he's been through a lot of challenges in life, again, whether these were love challenges or inner child wounds that left him feeling very burned or very jaded. But his higher self is wanting to come in here and say, on a soul level, what was really happening through this feeling of being burned, as the ego would perceive it, is that he was really being refined to this highest version of self. So how is this masculine being refined? I heard refined for divine connection. I heard it hurts in the moments, but it heals in the long term. And as I was saying that, the card walking away in the upright position came out here. I keep seeing women or feminine energies leaving or walking out of this masculine's life. So he could have this core abandonment wound leading to distrust of women or feminine energies because he feels as though he always gets left empty-handed. Or specifically, this could have played out with the divine feminine, because I feel that the divine feminine could have walked away from him, could have disconnected from him. He could have felt this sense of abandonment. And I hear him just kind of crying out and saying, are you going to leave me too? Are you leaving me too? I feel this masculine could have a mother wound. So there could have been a situation where his mother either literally, physically abandoned him, wasn't present in his life, or simply emotionally abandoned him, which is just as strong a form of abandonment as the physical. However, I feel like for this masculine, this could have created a situation where he continued to play out these limiting beliefs based in fear of abandonment and loss that caused him to never fully let anyone get close enough to truly leave him in his own mind, if that makes sense. I know that's a bit of a complex message, but what's coming through, it's like this masculine had this core abandonment wound. I'm seeing the sacral chakra in the color orange coming up here, which is specifically associated with the sacral chakra, coming up for this masculine, this inability to form close relationships with others because he always kept them at arm's length, because there was this core abandonment wound perpetuating this limiting belief. He was continuing to confirm over and over in his life and connections that I am going to be left. I'm going to be abandoned eventually. So why let anyone get too close? But I feel that what happened here is, ironically, this masculine continued to perpetuate this cycle of abandonment in love and relationships because he never let anyone close enough to truly form an intimate, I heard self-sabotage, so he could have sabotaged these connections so they never got too close. And I feel that when anything would ever get close to this masculine, he would sabotage it in some way, or he would find a way to push it away. And ultimately, this led to so much frustration on the part of the other party in this situation that they would walk away, that they would, in a sense, fulfill his limiting belief that he was going to be abandoned. But it's not that they wanted to leave or that they wanted to abandon him. It's that, again, there's like this cycle of limiting belief for this masculine that I feel is deeply unconscious playing out for him, where he believes he's going to be abandoned, so he self-sabotages or pushes away, and then he is abandoned in some sense. He is left hanging. He is burned, as we said earlier. But I feel the way that this burning process is truly a soul alchemy is that it's shedding lights on this wound for this masculine, giving him the opportunity to, and of course the indecision card reversed, the opportunity to make a decision, and really I heard to fully commit. So I feel that not committing fully, whether it's materially committing, moving a connection forward, or emotionally committing, I heard monogamy. So this masculine could have had an issue being monogamous or fully committing in a monogamous relationship. But regardless, I feel this energy of spirit is teaching you, divine masculine, how to make a full commitment within yourself, which is truly a commitment to your own self-growth, a reconnection with yourself. Just like I told the Divine Feminine, this journey is about you. It's about you reconnecting with you. Masculine, I could say the same to you. This journey isn't about the external. It's not about these people that you perceive to have been abandoning you or leaving you. It's about this earth school experience you came here to have, this process of illuminating this wound, this core abandonment wound within yourself that is continuing to play out. This is about choosing to commit to your own reconnection with self. And through that self reconnection, then having the ability to fully commit in terms of emotional connection with others, or literally showing up for others, specifically for, of course, your Divine Feminine counterpart, making a decision. I just keep hearing you're being pushed, Divine Masculine, to make a decision or to make some kind of a commitment. Goddess of the Moon reversed. I almost feel a Divine Feminine here. This could be her kind of from her ego, physical perspective, but saying, Divine Masculine, you need to make a choice. You need to make a commitment or you're going to lose me forever. Now, of course, I'm not speaking on a soul level, on a higher self level here, because truly on a soul level, twin flames can't leave or lose or disconnect from one another. That's not how this journey works. And you guys know that. But it's like from a human perspective, I feel this Divine Feminine feeling very hurt and saying, Divine Masculine, you need to make a decision. You need to make a commitment, or I'm not going to wait around. I'm not going to hang around. Because it's like circling back to those early messages. This Divine Feminine is saying, I know, Divine Masculine, we have the same vision. We have the same desire for this connection. But with attachment in the upright position, it's almost this feeling of, I feel like I am, or Divine Masculine, at times what you're asking me to do is to, I almost heard like put all my eggs in one basket, to attach myself completely to something that in the past has brought me a lot of pain and heartbreak and hasn't really fully shown up for me in the physical. And because of this queen energy that this Divine Feminine is stepping into, it's like she's no longer willing to attach herself to these desires within this connection that are only ever just that, if they're only just going to be unsupported, unfulfilled desires, if that makes sense. So I am going to reshuffle the cards here, and I'm going to pull just a few final love messages from the Divine Masculine. Then we are going to head over to the extended version of this reading on Patreon. And in that extended reading, I'm going to channel many more in-depth details from the reading, as well as higher self-love messages from both the masculine and feminine to one another. So if you would like to explore those extended messages, the link to that will be in the pinned comments and description box. So a woman holding a coin in the upright position came out here, and I heard a masculine say about the karmic, and then there's like a ... like there's also kind of this throat chakra feeling I'm getting. So it's almost like this masculine wants to, I heard, justify, explain, or say something about some kind of a karmic pattern or situation that has been at play within your connection in the physical. I do see this could have been part of what's caused heartbreak for the Divine Feminine, as we spoke on earlier. And I want to know what this Divine Masculine on a higher self level wants to say about this karmic situation. Again, this could be a person, a behavior pattern, an emotional addiction, a literal addiction. This isn't necessarily a third party. So this is speaking to any kind of karmic energy that could have manifested itself within your connection in some way. Storm warning in the upright position. So I hear this masculine's higher self almost saying, my 3D physical self didn't listen to the signs. What I'm getting from this card is almost like ignoring warning signs, ignoring warnings from your higher self, like don't do this, don't go in this connection, but just someone kind of dismissing it or not listening to it. I also hear this could be speaking to the fact that the divine feminine may have tried to, I'm hearing like communicate about this or almost give her own warning to the masculine, like, hey, this needs to change, or you need to fix this or that, or I'm going to walk away, I'm going to disconnect, I'm going to pull back in some way. But this masculine not listening to that or ignoring it, and this leading to a lot of frustration. I don't feel this will necessarily be for everyone, so only take this if it connects with you. What does this masculine want to say about this karmic situation and not listening to the warnings? Attachment in the upright position. I hear this divine masculine's higher self saying, divine feminine, this karmic situation is it played out between us, although it did cause you a lot of pain. And although on a higher self level, I tried to warn myself, meaning I was given these intuitive signs that I was ignoring for a long time about how this karmic situation was negatively impacting us and our connection. And I know that it felt as though it was personal, as though it was about you. But the truth is, these were manifestations of negative attachments that I was afraid to let go of within myself. I see a divine masculine. It's almost like a child holding on to some kind of possession that is almost like a security blanket or something providing them a sense of comfort, except in this case, it's also causing them damage. And I see this masculine's higher self speaking to the fact that the reason he held on so long to this interference, this negative pattern, or this person, whatever it was, this karmic situation that was causing damage to his connection with the divine feminine, is because he was afraid to let go of something, even though he was aware that it was hurting him, because it provided him with a sense of security of some kind. The thinking woman reversed came out here. I actually want to read a little bit about this card here from the guidebook. So the guidebook says, this card reversed could represent a difficult time for your own personal growth. You may be feeling confused about your personal purpose or disconnected from your true heart's path. So that's exactly what I see. This is what I see from this masculine. It's like this feeling of, I was so disconnected from myself that I couldn't hear my own intuition, and therefore divine feminine, it's almost like this masculine sees the feminine as his voice of reason. Divine feminine, you could be someone that he went to a lot for advice, especially regarding love and relationship, or not love specifically necessarily, because I feel your connection was love related, but he could have gone to you in regards to friend situations, coworker situations, just simply used you as kind of this moral or emotional compass. But the reason that he was doing this is it's like he saw you, divine feminine, as this voice of reason for him, but in the process, he was actually disconnected from his own intuition. So what needed to happen, and I feel what is happening now for the masculine, is he is reconnecting with that voice of reason within himself through potentially the absence or disconnect of his, what he considers to be you, divine feminine, his external voice of reason, because I do feel many divine feminines did pull back their energy a bit from the masculine. But what's really happening here is this masculine is speaking to the fact that in the past, he was so disconnected from his intuition and truly, as the guidebook says, from his true heart's path, that he couldn't listen not only to himself, but to the warning signs, divine feminine, you were trying to give him, to the ways in which you were trying to communicate when you felt like you were coming up against this wall emotionally. What you were really coming up against was this masculine's inability to fully connect with his own emotional experience, his own inner voice, his own intuition. And this is what I feel needs to shift and is shifting for the collective masculine before he can, as we said in the beginning, set the date to move forward in a concrete way into this reunion energy. He must continue to allow, as we were speaking to, this soul alchemic process to continue. Even though it does cause him feelings of pain at times from his ego's perspective, he must allow this refinement process to continue healing. As I said in one of the earlier readings, that this masculine was rising through the storms. And that's what I'm getting once again with this storm warning card. It's like he is rising through the storms. He is coming out of this very deep level soul alchemic process that has caused him a lot of pain, and within the connection externally could have caused a lot of chaos, but through that he is rising. So I really hope this reading resonated with you, and if it did, again, the extended reading where we will go much more in depth on these messages is in the pinned comment and description box. But for now, I do just want to pull one final Rumi Oracle card to close out this reading. And this card says, a new gown. So I'm just going to read a little bit from the guidebook for this card. Weary and consumed by longing, I was caressed by my beloved last night. My wounded soul was set free when I tasted the sweetness of love. My spirit was lifted at once. I surrendered my life while overflowing with joy, and my vision was filled with light. Love said, "Don't feel so hopeless, my weary and gloomy one, for my generosity is beyond forgetting those devoted to me. See how boundless divine justice can be. Behold my immeasurable kindness. Love embraced my spirits, and all my doubts vanished at once. A new and glorious robe of honor was placed on my shoulders. Love offered me the power of new vision and the transforming touch of divine generosity, and placed the chalice of eternal wine in my hands." Interesting, really beautiful Rumi poem, and I'm going to read just a little bit more from the guidebook. This oracle comes to you with sacred portents. You are fast approaching a moment of a great leap. And I actually heard once again, I was called back to this decision for this masculine being called to make a decision, to make a commitment. You are fast approaching a moment of a great leap, an evolutionary shift on your spiritual path. Your sense of yourself and your divine identity is about to be revealed and realized in a more potent way than ever before. You must allow it. Simply honor yourself as a living being worthy of life, worthy of this royal path of divine realization. And I'm being taken back to that image of the divine feminine sitting on her throne, kind of dismissing these other love offers, standing in this queen empress energy, holding her standards. And I see her higher self speaking to the fact that she will settle for no less than a king who can join her at her side, but she won't descend, she won't lower herself from her throne to anyone's level, to the level of any masculine who isn't willing to rise into that king energy, that emperor energy, to match her own queen empress energy. I see almost like this empty throne beside her, kind of holding that space for the masculine who is going to rise to it. But on the other side, I see that the divine masculine in the physical has to make a decision, has to commit to rising to that level of the fully awakened king energy, that emperor energy, because the divine feminine is really being guided to hold her standards in regards to that space, to not, again, lower herself or or kind of lower her standards in a sense to anyone who isn't willing to rise to her level, if that makes sense. So I really hope this reading resonated with you personally. Again, the link to the extended reading is under this video. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your day and weekends, and I will talk to you again in Monday's reading.